Step into the octagon as we journey through the annals of UFC history, revisiting the heart-pounding moments, the epic clashes, and the sheer brilliance that defines the top 10 greatest UFC fights of all time. From iconic comebacks to intense title bouts, these battles have etched their names into the sport's legacy. Join us as we relive the bone-crushing strikes, the breathtaking submissions, and the unwavering determination that have left an indelible mark on mixed martial arts. Get ready for a roller coaster ride through the octagon, where legends were made, and history was written. These are the top 10 greatest UFC fights. Number 10. Forrest Griffin vs. Stefan Bonner. Forrest Griffin vs. Stefan Bonner at the Ultimate Fighter finale on April 9, 2005, is hailed as one of the greatest UFC fights, marking a pivotal moment in MMA history. The bout was a raw showcase of grit and determination, defining the essence of the sport. Both fighters engaged in a relentless, back-and-forth war that captivated viewers with its sheer intensity. The bout's significance lies not only in its thrilling exchanges but in its role in saving the UFC, drawing mainstream attention and solidifying the sport's legitimacy. Griffin's victory via unanimous decision secured a lasting legacy for this iconic showdown. Number 9. Dan Henderson vs. Mauricio, Shogun, Rua. Dan Henderson vs. Mauricio, Shogun, Rua took place at UFC 139 on November 19, 2011, and is revered as one of the greatest fights in UFC history. This light heavyweight clash went the full 5 rounds, showcasing an extraordinary display of heart, skill, and resilience from both fighters. The back-and-forth battle saw Henderson and Rua exchanging heavy blows, enduring significant damage, yet refusing to back down. Henderson secured the victory via unanimous decision, but both men earned immense respect for their unwavering determination. The bout is celebrated for its relentless pace and the sheer toughness displayed by Henderson and Rua, etching its place in MMA lore. Number 8. Robbie Lawler vs. Rory McDonald. Robbie Lawler vs. Rory McDonald at UFC 189 on July 11, 2015, is widely regarded as one of the most memorable and intense fights in UFC history. This welterweight title bout delivered a spectacular showcase of skill, heart, and grit. The match unfolded with both fighters displaying incredible striking prowess and enduring tremendous punishment. The climax of the fight in the 4th round was particularly iconic, as Lawler secured the victory with a TKO after a brutal exchange, leaving McDonald with a broken nose and Lawler with a badly damaged lip. The bout is etched in MMA history as a classic, showcasing the true essence of championship-level competition. Number 7. Diego Sanchez vs. Clay Guida. Diego Sanchez vs. Clay Guida, which took place at the Ultimate Fighter 9 finale on June 20, 2009, stands as one of the most exhilarating and high-paced bouts in UFC history. This lightweight clash was a relentless back-and-forth battle that had fans on the edge of their seats. Both Sanchez and Guida exhibited an incredible level of determination and toughness, engaging in wild exchanges, grappling scrambles, and relentless striking. The energy and intensity of the fight were palpable throughout all 3 rounds, earning it widespread acclaim as an instant classic. Sanchez emerged victorious via split decision, but both fighters earned respect for their extraordinary effort and heart in the octagon. Number 6. Jon Jones vs. Alexander Gustafsson. Jon Jones vs. Alexander Gustafsson, which took place at UFC 165 on September 21, 2013, is often cited as one of the greatest light heavyweight title fights in UFC history. This 5-round epic showcased technical brilliance, heart, and an unparalleled display of skill from both fighters. Gustafsson, considered by many as the underdog, pushed Jones to the limits with his striking and takedown defense. The bout featured intense back-and-forth action, including a memorable 5th round that solidified its status as an instant classic. Jones ultimately won via unanimous decision, but the contest left an indelible mark on the sport, illustrating the championship mettle of both fighters. Number 5. Frankie Edgar vs. Gray Maynard 2. Frankie Edgar vs. Gray Maynard 2, held at UFC 125 on January 1, 2011, is remembered as an unforgettable lightweight championship bout. This fight demonstrated resilience, heart, and skill at the highest level. Maynard dominated the 1st round, knocking Edgar down multiple times, but the resilient champion managed to survive. What followed was a remarkable comeback by Edgar in the later rounds, showcasing his boxing and footwork. The bout ended in a rare split draw, leaving the lightweight title unresolved. The thrilling nature of this contest and the narrative it created set the stage for their eventual rematch, solidifying their places as two of the division's most enduring figures. Number 4, Nate Diaz vs Conor McGregor. Nate Diaz vs Conor McGregor, first held at UFC 196 on March 5, 2016, and later in a rematch at UFC 202 on August 20, 2016, stands as one of the most iconic and talked about rivalries in UFC history. The first encounter was particularly noteworthy, as Diaz, a late replacement, submitted the reigning featherweight champion McGregor in the second round, creating one of the most significant upsets in UFC history. The rematch was equally intense, going the full 5 rounds, with McGregor securing a close majority decision. Both fights showcased the resilience, striking skills, and warrior spirit of both Diaz and McGregor, leaving an indelible mark on the sport. Number 3, Dan Henderson vs Michael Bisping. Dan Henderson vs Michael Bisping, which took place at UFC 100 on July 11, 2009, is etched in MMA history as one of the sport's most iconic moments. The bout was for the UFC middleweight championship, and Henderson's emphatic knockout in the second round is often regarded as one of the greatest knockouts in UFC history. Henderson landed a powerful right-hand punch that sent Bisping to the canvas, and then followed up with a devastating flying forearm for good measure. The bout is not only remembered for the knockout but also for the intense rivalry and the significance of being part of the landmark UFC 100 event. Number 2, Brock Lesnar vs Shane Carwin. Brock Lesnar vs Shane Carwin, held at UFC 116 on July 3, 2010, is celebrated as one of the most dramatic heavyweight title fights in UFC history. The bout marked a collision of two powerful and imposing heavyweights. Carwin dominated the first round, landing heavy punches that had Lesnar in serious trouble. However, Lesnar showcased his resilience and wrestling skills, weathering the storm. In the second round, Lesnar staged a comeback, securing an arm triangle choke that forced Carwin to tap out. This victory solidified Lesnar's status as the UFC heavyweight champion and showcased the unpredictable nature of MMA, adding another memorable chapter to the sport's rich history. Number 1, Lawrence Kenshin striking breakdown. The reference to Lawrence Kenshin striking breakdown likely pertains to the work of Lawrence Kenshin, a prominent analyst known for his detailed breakdowns of striking techniques in martial arts, particularly in the context of MMA and kickboxing. One of his well-known breakdowns is likely related to Jose Aldo vs Chad Mendes II, which occurred at UFC 179 on October 25, 2014. In this fight, Aldo and Mendes engaged in a thrilling battle for the UFC featherweight championship. Lawrence Kenshin's analysis would likely focus on the striking techniques employed by both fighters, breaking down their footwork, combinations, defensive strategies, and overall striking prowess. As we conclude our journey through the unforgettable moments of UFC history, we hope you've enjoyed reliving the intensity, the drama, and the pure athleticism showcased in these top 10 greatest fights. If you've got a favorite or think we missed one, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe to stay tuned for more content that dives deep into the heart of mixed martial arts. Thank you for joining us on this exhilarating ride through the octagon, and until next time, keep those fists up and stay fight ready.